I have experienced Guruji about 12 years back with the mango experiment, with the cashew experiment, with the different experiments which are conducted on the different agricultural crops. Though the different scientists were blaming how it is happening, why it is happening, how it is happening, when it is happening, and whether it is a proper stage of that particular crop to happen. But apart from all these things, I was personally interested to see how it happens, what it happens, and what scientific basis is there for that happening. That is the most important thing. And if a scientist is able to identify with his own knowledge, then and then only you will find the difference. Otherwise, you may not be able to differentiate the effects. I can very well remember the things which I have seen about 12 years back, I think, with the cashew experiment. As soon as I got up from this vehicle and seen the plant, I immediately told, this is the effect of chlorophyll B content. And this happens only when, if the chlorophyll B content of the plant is more, it will have a resistance to the pest, resistance to the diseases, resistance for the different things, and it will improve its food quality. And this will definitely responsible for these plants. How it has happened is different, but what going to happen is important. And immediately we got the results. The chlorophyll B content of all those plants which I have seen in cashew field were having exactly double chlorophyll B content than the chlorophyll originally available in the cashew. And therefore, what is happening with the effects, instead of blaming the Guruji, you should find out the reason. Because you are a scientist. Guruji is not a scientist. Guruji can give the effects. And it is our own way and our own work to how it gets happening, that is to find it out. It is the role of the scientist to find out what are the differences observed in that particular nucleus, why it is happening, and what is the importance of that particular blessings. When I personally observed all these things about 10 to 12 years back, not only in mango, not only in the cashew, in different agricultural field crops also I observed it. And when I observed it, that is a definitely miracle. And these miracles are going to develop in the world for the betterment of all human beings. At present, everybody and each and every person in the world has got the different problems related with the health. At present, each and every human being is interested in healthy food. And to obtain a healthy food, there are so many organic farms are developed. So many different types of cultivation is going on. But whatever I have seen with the blessings of Guruji, nobody can see it without that. But how it happens, it is the role of the scientist to go ahead and find out the reasons. That is the most important thing for increasing the productivity of the farmer. On that point, it is the most important thing. And therefore, if there is a increase in the shelf life, it has got a more long duration storage. That is important. If I can talk something in depth for the science, in general, in a single leaf, the chlorophyll A content is more than the chlorophyll B content. The proportion is under 3:1, likewise. But If the chlorophyll B content gets increased, then the resistance power of that particular cell is increased, and therefore the greenness increases. Therefore, that particular plant becomes free from diseases, pests, all other attacks. Even natural atmospheric endurance is there. That is also gets resistance power generated in the plant itself. And therefore, that plant gives the more yield, 3 times more yield, 300% more yield is observed there. This particular Konkan region is a heavy rainfall area. If the rainfall is more, if waterlogging is there, in that situation, chlorophyll B gets deteriorated. That is also one point in that. And what has happened to the experiment, which was the visit the area which was visited by the Guruji, in that area, how it has happened, we don't know. And another important thing, whatever points I have mentioned, there is waterlogging area, there is a sloping area, different types of area in that 106 acres. But in all that area, there is a uniformity in the chlorophyll B content and the greenness of the trees. And that was only because of the superpower or the third power which was available in that area within that few days or within a particular interval. That may be the one of the reason for that. And only because of that, the chlorophyll B content of the trees which is cultivated in that area has increased, and that has given the effects in terms of yield and shelf life. For the farmer's point of view, shelf life is most important in cashew, and yield we can increase it by giving the more number of fertilizers or anything else, but you cannot increase the shelf life. Shelf life is a most important factor which has increased because of the blessings of the Guruji, and that is the most important point I can again say for that. This is the Alfonso mango from Konkan region of India. The world famous mango which is cultivated large scale on the farmer's field, and that is exported to the different parts of the different world countries. This Alfonso mango has got a unique power or unique ability to have the storage life. It is very long living mango, but it has got a spongy tissue. The tissues do not remain intact at one place, and they are not different from the original sap, but its vitamin content or the sugar content from that particular part gets deteriorated, and that effect is 100% reduced by the Guruji's effect. And therefore, the farmers are getting a more price and more consignment, and the peoples are getting quality mangoes having less sugar content. That is important thing. Nowadays, the people are interested to reduce their sugar from this body. That is important thing, because what are the effects of sugar? Everybody knows it in the world. And therefore, even though Alfonso has got a very high sugar content, that gets reduced, and the quality of Alfonso mango is increased. That is important thing. And long life of that mango is increased because of the blessings of the Guruji. Among the different experiments which are conducted at the Dapoli, I have not mentioned one thing regarding the experiments conducted on the different fields, on different crops. Out of these different crops, in Konkan region at least, cowpea is cultivated on the definitely in different farms. Groundnut is cultivated on different farms, but mustard is not at all cultivated in our area. And in my field, therefore, I was given different mustard seeds for blessings purposely. Yes, because we are not getting any yield from the mustard in my crop, in my area. That was my really, today only I am speaking this aspect with the Guruji also. I have not told him that particular thing. And when that mustard has increased yield 500 times, that is a real miracle, because that mustard was not giving a 0%. The mustard was naturally giving 0% yield. And there we got the results and we have got the yield. That is important thing. Everybody knows what's the use of mustard. Mustard is a edible oil. Yes. And if in the region there is no edible oil, if we introduce such type of the crop in the conquered region, it will be a miracle. And that was my own interest. And therefore, I have given the mustard in that particular crop. What happens to the mustard? If we can have that crop in the region, it will give increase and in the yield of the farmer, as well as it will be benefited to the whole region. And that particular mustard has given so much increase in the yield. That is a definite miracle. And that miracle is definitely useful for the region of that particular Konkan itself. Why we observed the results only in the positive direction? Yesterday also I have asked this question to him. Generally, it is negative side. What we have observed in the mutations, we have radiated thousands of the crops in thousands of the seeds in the different laboratories for mutation breeding. We were having the separate mutation breeding program in my university also. And in that case, we observed very less percentage of germination. But whatever crops we are studying in our university with the blessings of Guruji, everywhere there is a increase on the positive side only. Why this positive side increase is observed, nobody knows in the world. And that is the part of the scientist to find it out, why there is only a positive side of increase with the yield, because of the blessings of the Guruji, or why this happens. That has to be find it out by the scientist only. And that is our role, and that is not to the role of the Guruji, I can very well say for that. But that is a positive effect which is observed because of the blessings of the Guruji, and that is useful for the region as well as for the world.